This week, I'm inviting you to grab your sketchbook or paper, your pencils, watercolors, or favorite art supplies, and join me in this sketchbook session. I've been dealing with a lot lately, and one of the activities that helps me when I'm going through difficult situations is to create in my sketchbooks or journals. I find it calming and I get to rest my mind from overthinking or worrying. In this creative time, I can quietly focus on my art. Sometimes I enjoy making florals or landscapes. Other times, I enjoy exploring color palettes and swatching. I also like making pages filled with simple, repetitive marks or shapes, and varying the colors or color scheme. Today, in this session, I'm adding color to a sketch I had previously added to my book. As I work through this session, I'll share photos or video clips I use as reference. I often combine them to create the image I want. Reviewing my nature pictures that I take, or even images that I find online, photos that I find online, helps me to remember to use a variety of lines or a variety of shapes as I work on my pages. Now, like I said before, sometimes I don't work on like a specific subject. I just go with the flow and put color on the page, whether it's with my pastels, watercolors, pencils, whatever it is I'm working with. And I just want to play and see how things work together, how they don't work together sometimes. And all of that just helps me kind of get out of my head, get out of my worries, get out of overthinking or focusing on, too much, and just have some quiet, peaceful time and rest myself from overthinking. And it kind of feels like it's a reset or a refresh, and I can kind of face things a little bit differently. It's kind of like hitting the pause on a situation and or in the day and focusing on something that's a little bit light. And some people might think, well, that's not really important, but actually those moments that we spend making our artwork are actually pretty important because it can help us gain a different point of view and maybe just alleviate some of the stress that we might be feeling. For me, no sketchbook or journal page would be complete without some mark making with colored pencils and watercolor pencils. My favorites for this are Derwent drawing pencils, Inktense pencils, and for those tiny details, I also love using Prismacolor Very Thins. Now, this isn't some type of advertisement, it's just me sharing what I really enjoy using when I'm making these artworks. I find layering different colors over each other helps to give the sketchbook page a little more depth, whether it's layering a different color over my watercolor or a variety of different greens to the grass or red and purple from the colors in the flower buds. It helps to add more liveliness and expressiveness to the page. I think it's really important to also use lighter, more pale colors to give interest to the page, and it helps me to not get stuck only using my super saturated and vibrant colors that I love the most, but to mix it up and make sure I'm using different values and different saturations of color. At this point, I had pretty much filled in most of the flowers that I had sketched out, and I felt like I needed to add a little bit more. I decided to just go with the flow and keep adding different shapes and colors until I felt like my page was just right, just how I wanted it to be that day. And that's one of the things I like so much about these sketchbook sessions. It's just, it might start out like with an idea, but I just keep creating until things are how I want them to be, or if it's not working out, I just accept it and move on. It's just a time for me to create freely and to rest my mind from other things and explore. Thanks for joining me in this week's video. I hope you had fun creating along with me. Let me know in the comments what you worked on today, and I'll see you next time.